Once someone agrees with you and acknowledges their mistake, that's your cue to shut up. This one makes me rage sometimes. There you are, having made some sort of mistake. For hypothetical's sake, let's pretend you forgot to put your mask on before going into Walmart. This isn't about masks, so don't make it about it. I'm just making an example. Sir, you need to have a mask on. Acceptable. Why, yes, here it is. I'm so sorry I forgot. You're right. Puts on mask. We're done here. Well, you see, there's a pandemic going on. Wrong. The conversation is over. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, man. Acknowledges twice now. Problem corrected. We are done. When you don't have a mask on, you can infect other people. Why the hell are you still talking? I would prefer the example of I say, oh yeah, this happened or this fact, whatever. And someone goes, well, that doesn't sound right. And I go, no, really, this is how it happened or this is what it is. Bad example that I'm going with here, my little ad-libbed whatever. But they look it up. I'm wrong, and I go, shoot. Man, what the hell did I read? Guess I fell for it again. Anyway, but then they continue to tell you that you were wrong when they already did that. I get it. I was incorrect. I had the wrong info. Why are you still beating it into me? Now you're just trying to make me feel stupid. Now I'm mad. F*** you. They have to escalate it because they feel really cool in being correct. It's no wonder Amazon is crushing small businesses. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Our $250 range microwave broke. Repair guy came out, cracked it open, and said it was a bad door switch. He wanted $400 to fix it. No way. Besides, he already pointed out the bad switch, so I figure how hard could it be? I take out the switch, jot down the 4-digit alphanumeric code on it. I go to a locally owned appliance parts distributor. The lady at the counter was very nice, but said that number means nothing to her or the computer. She said she needs more info. I tell her the make and model, and we kind of come up with something similar that will probably work. But it's not in stock, and they're moving their warehouse, so 2 weeks minimum. I ask for suggestions, and she gives me the name of 3 other places in town. I call those places. The first 2, total very condescending and telling me I need the model number. Again, the 4-digit code means nothing to them. I give what's in the confirmation email from Sears. Not enough. Kenmore doesn't manufacture their own goods. She needs to know the manufacturer. I'm not at home. I'm sitting in my truck on the phone. Second call goes just like the first, treated me like a child. At this point, I go home, get the info on the manufacturer, and call the third place. Very nice. They don't have it, but they can get it that afternoon for the low price of $40. I can't get there in the afternoon, and $40 seems outrageous for a door switch. I can understand that, but you're already down from $389, so holy crap, bro. I take a last-ditch effort on Amazon. I put in only the 4-digit code that nobody could work with at 4 different locations. 158 sellers. Most expensive one was $9, and it'll be here tomorrow. Look it up yourself. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not just the convenience factor, I guess, that makes Walmart, Target, Amazon, all those other places so much more used than mom and pops, all right? Mom and pops, I've worked for a couple. They're nice. You get regular customers that are super interesting. There are certain aspects that are great, you know? But this is kind of what it was like for everybody before Amazon, I would imagine. You would just have to find it. Now, I'm a bit of a weirdo in that if I find something is in stock at Best Buy, I'm going to go get it there. The price is going to be the same because they do price match as long as it's sold by Amazon, whatever. We're not sponsored. I don't give a shit. But I'll go there because I don't want to wait 1, 2, 3 days. I'm a little baby. I want it now. But that's that's really my only downside there. It's unfortunate that Amazon is evil, more so than a lot of them. Coffee smells 100 times better than it tastes. Oh, I've always agreed with that, and I love coffee. Unless you like drinking bitter dark liquid, and if you don't, you add milk or creamer, which just makes it slightly bitter but not good, and for those who add sugar, it gets too sweet for there to be a real taste. Not true. I don't know how much goddamn sugar your friends are putting in their coffee, but that ain't true. I put 1, maybe 2 cubes in that bitch. So I don't understand. I'll have the occasional cup in a group setting or at my mom's, but I can honestly say I've never had one that I said, oh, this is actually good about. People say if you buy super expensive ones, there's a massive not really. But I don't see myself making that investment. Again, it smells amazing, but can coffee lovers just admit they drink it for the poop regulation and caffeine boost? This is a safe space. I mean, we don't have to admit anything. I like me a bitter drink in the morning. I like it. I like the taste. Just like I liked the taste of beer. I can definitely safely say that they all taste like garbage. I like that garbage taste, though. Also, the caffeine energy boost. I've been drinking coffee this entire time. I don't have an energy boost. The regulation is a nice added bonus, though. Jeffree Star is creepy and I don't like him. What goddamn year is it right now? Am I back in 2019? No, I'm not going to say he's creepy towards minors or anything like that. I think he's just genuinely off-putting. He's this tall, extremely thin, older man without eyebrows who prances around and wears the personality of a shallow, yacht queen teenage girl. Everything about him sends me into defense mode, and I don't get why he's so worshipped. Yeah, the makeup skills are phenomenal, but Jesus Christ, his actual personality is so cringy and creepy to me. Sorry for the ramble, just wanted to express it. This one feels very old. Backstories should not be allowed on America's Got Talent and other similar shows. Oh yeah, it's meant to sway people. I mean, wait a minute. Are the judges given that stupid backstory? Is it just for the TV audience? What's the purpose? I think backstories influence the judge's decision unfairly. Who would you rather choose? A kid who got cancer or an actually talented person but has a good life? It's called America's Got Talent for a reason. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not some sympathyless person. I certainly feel bad for them and do hope they have a better life in the future. I just feel like talent shows should be judged on the talent. I remember one of my biggest gripes about America's Got Talent, like the generic talent shows. I really hated the fact that every single time a singer would win. We've got singing competitions for your talent specifically. And it just felt weird that, wow, I'm watching American Idol again because this talent wasn't cool enough. But the singer? Oh, we can sell a singer. We can't sell the juggler. Adults are far more stupid than I had anticipated as a child. I'm sorry about that. When I was young, I was interested in science and tech and stuff, and all my classmates used to just laugh at each other's farts, so I got bored of them. Okay, you were the smart kid. I used to dream of becoming an adult and being able to talk with people about philosophy and politics and science. Okay. When I reached my late 20s, I realized that most adults are just fatter, uglier kids. Like they're, okay, we're moving on. Your high horse is f***ing huge, bro. I'm out of here. Nah, we're done with you. Coffee culture sucks. Look, you can say that about any culture, anything, okay? Anything. Now, I don't know, I haven't read your little story yet, but I would imagine you're talking about the people that say stuff like, don't talk to me till I had my coffee, and not people that say something like, oh, if my coffee's not 193.4 degrees Celsius, I won't drink it because it tastes like dookie or something like that. The enthusiasts are not the same as the former. I hate coffee culture. I can't stand people saying, oh, I can't do anything until I get a warm cup of coffee in me. Shut up. Being a former smoker, I recognize the addiction and subsequent irritability of coffee drinkers, and it bugs me to no end that caffeine gets glossed over as an addictive substance. Oh yeah, I was taught that. I was surprised I was taught that in high school, that yeah, it's a drug that gets us addicted. Why do you think it's in every goddamn soft drink on the planet? It gives you a kick, gets you addicted, gets you buying more Mountain Dew. Or even celebrated. Those people who brag about needing 5 espresso shots, it's not espresso. Thank you. Thank you. It literally isn't spelled espresso, dude, unless it's a brand name. So yeah, espresso. That's not a coffee culture thing. That's you reading a word incorrectly. A day need an intervention, not a nod of approval. Seriously, all you coffee drinkers are the biggest group of f***ing enablers I've ever seen. Oh, so now we've moved on to people that just drink coffee? I thought we were going with the people that wouldn't shut the hell up about it and get bitchy and whiny if they don't get it. So now we're just on, oh, if you drink coffee, I don't like you. Is that where we're headed? When doing group activities like camping, I loathe waiting for others to start their day after a morning ritual that hogs counter space or propane or dirties good clean water. That is not that big a fucking deal, dude. Making a thing of coffee at a campsite is not some ridiculous... It's not like they're cooking a goddamn Thanksgiving meal, bro. It ain't that big a deal. I hate the sleepy look in people's eyes as they grasp their cup of stimulant that they wouldn't need had they never started drinking it in the first place. Okay, now we're definitely in high horse territory with the last two, man. There's an entire cupboard in my kitchen dedicated to coffee mugs and their dumb sayings, staring back at me despite living in a household where only one person drinks coffee. Why? And the dishes? Since nearly every person drinks it, inevitably us non-coffee drinkers are going to have to clean up after your morning fix. That's just being a bad roommate. You clean up after yourself. That's not a coffee person thing. As a coffee person, I recognize that people that say stupid shit, like don't talk to me before I've had my coffee, are they're assholes. They're just jerks, right? If you say that unironically, you're probably just a jerk, and you need to tone down your caffeine consumption. But dude, this is kind of getting sad. Seriously, I've done so many goddamn cleanings of coffee mugs. If I had a dime for every one, I'd probably have enough for a Starbucks franchise. And don't even get me started on Starbucks. Goddamn devil business, slanging legal for decades. You've got a warped opinion of... Did coffee hurt you as a kid? Look, I don't like Starbucks either. They're an asshole company, but because they sell coffee? Not because they're a bad company? You just think that it's like they're slinging meth or something? Hogging good real estate so addicts have a place to slurp up and get their morning before work. Hey, it's helpful for that. Lastly, I despise the amalgam of ways people cook up their black powder and then talk up the flavor as though it tastes like something other than a dirty sock. I do agree with you there. I've never had coffee black that makes me go, oh, this is way better than the other one. That's your addiction speaking. You want to know why you need to dump half an udder of cream in your cup? It's because cream is delicious, and when combined with your filthy water, it makes it bearable. And your stupid machines that creak and groan through the quietude of my morning can go screw themselves. A drip coffee maker is not loud. It's not. Talk about a waste of counter space. And the spent black stimulant granules that spill over onto the counter, staining the grout drives me nuts. And lastly, the goddamn Keurig cups or whatever they're called, or one of you. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Keurigs are a goddamn joke, and I'm pretty sure even the guy that invented them was like, oops, that was a bad move on my part, because what you're drinking is somehow worse. I don't think coffee can get amazing, but I do know it can get a lot worse, and Keurigs, it's just fucking nasty, dude. However, I do have to say, at the end of this rant, I'm trying my best not to sound like a defensive asshole. There are plenty of days where I wake up and I go, I don't really want coffee right now. No, I'm not really feeling that at all. It's not an addiction for me. I know a lot of people will try to tell me that I have an addiction as if they know my life, which is not how that works, by the way. But you do seem to be an asshole about this whole thing. You are absolutely playing up every little aspect of someone who I thought you were actually going to complain about people that, I've mentioned it before, say that stupid f***ing phrase. But no, a single drip machine on your counter isn't taking up a bunch of room. Someone who wants to make coffee in the morning and enjoy it on a campsite is not an asshole. They're not taking up all the room. You just seem to be you're more bitter than the f***ing coffee is. Just, Jesus, grow up, dude. Not learning, or worse, not teaching your kids to swim is one of the absolute stupidest things you could do. Swimming is like walking, but for water. I mean, I guess. It's part of the few basic means of movement we humans have at our disposal, along with running, crawling, and climbing. Not knowing how to swim puts you at a huge disadvantage, as you pretty much can't avoid water. What? I understand what you mean, but I've avoided water my entire life. Not because I'm scared of it or cursed or anything. I'm landlocked and there's no water near me. What the hell are you talking about? Going fishing? Better not fall into the water. It's that's why people are forced to wear life vests regardless of whether or not they can swim. Jesus. On another note, it's so weird to see healthy people being incapable of performing the most basic human activities. I've seen grown men injure themselves trying to climb over a 3-foot fence, not drunk, women twisting their ankles and tearing tendons when running towards a bus stop, etc. Now, I'm not saying that everyone needs to be a world-class climber like let's name drop, or swimmer like Michael Phelps, but learning how to, not die when navigating anything but flat terrain seems like it should be part of being a grown human. Jesus Christ, this blew up. Most of the negative responses are about having or not having access to swimming facilities, either due to lack of money, lack of said facilities, or both. I'm obviously not suggesting someone should eat or shouldn't eat for 3 months to pay for swimming lessons or move to an area just to learn. But I'm scared of water or I've had a bad experience are not valid excuses. I'm sorry, but if someone had a traumatic experience with water and they're not going near water because they are scared of it or did have I've almost drowned before. I am comfortable still with water, but you don't get to say that to somebody because you don't know what the actual reason is. And no, they do not have to give you an actual reason. People are not beholden to you. They do not owe you jack shit. All right. So I understand where you're coming from there. But if someone does have trauma surrounding water, yeah, it is valid for them to go, no, I don't want to go near water. I'm sorry. Thanks, though. We should let some dog breeds die out. I'm talking about the ones that have been bred to an early grave with deformed features and problems that make them suffer their whole life. Like breathing problems, walking problems, brains that are too big for their craniums, etc. Like pugs, King Charles Spaniels, bulldogs, Great Danes, and others. Great Danes have a big well, I guess they are giant. Some might be saved by crossbreeding and a complete change to the breed standard, but we shouldn't go on like we are now. Dogs shouldn't be born just to suffer and die for our entertainment. Yeah, that has been some pathetic stuff, seeing that we've bred some dogs into serious constant disability. True gender equality will be marked by nonchalance towards, not celebration of gender. Okay, I can see where you're coming from there. If true gender equality comes to fruition, then what it will mean is that all people stop giving a shit about one another's gender. Everyone would have equal opportunity, treatment, respect, appreciation, while being judged based on character, ability, personality, and other proper grounds based on the situation. There would be no need for gender-based celebrations, since all related hurdles would have been crossed. What will be celebrated, though, is mankind coming one step closer to overall human equality. Just fix the typo. You don't need to put edit a typo. I don't care. If you made a typo, just frickin' fix it. No one cares. Why do you need to add edit, spelling, edit, a typo? Literally contributes nothing to what you said, and if anything makes you, or sorry, takes away from your point and is annoying. Thank you. That is all. Edit, typo. You son of a... Multiplayer is killing video games and sucking the joy out of them. Single player and local co-op are far superior versions. Aha! Let's get down to the specifics of your argument here, because I can kind of agree. Video games have become all about competition and getting the flashiest new upgrades or spending hundreds of dollars every cycle, only to have all of your achievements washed away at the end of each one. Every forum is filled with hardcore players who do their best to ruin the game for those new to it, and the idea of coming home to to relax to video games is dead in the water. That's not true. Games used to be about the story, more than the mechanics and the competition. Absolutely. Although competition has existed for a while. You can thank probably Nintendo for that one. All the big companies are now running after the online money, while good, story-driven games are pushed under the radar and independent artists are being killed by any lack of support. Tons of franchises like FIFA, COD, NFS, and Halo used to be great, but are now terrible in the campaign. I don't know, all I've heard about Halo Infinite is that the campaign was fine, it wasn't terrible, but everything else was god-awful and boring. Meanwhile, games like Fortnite, Valorant, and Apex are so hyper-competitive that they've sucked the joy out of gaming. Every time I see an old title or a AAA studio come out with words multiplayer in the description, I feel a sense of dread now. I definitely agree. To a certain extent, anyway. I feel like it's just one of those things that eventually will pass because everyone, like us, will get a little bit bored of everything having to be hyper-competitive all the time. I mean, Fortnite had a different mode before they went to the Battle Royale thing after PUBG and became like the biggest name in multiplayer. I would say that, well, the single-player experience definitely isn't dead. We got plenty of proof of that this year. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Alan Wake 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, incredible games with amazing stories that are, as far as I know, exclusively single-player campaign games. They're goddamn fantastic. But yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. I would like to thank Call of Duty for destroying the world and yeah, of course I'm kidding. Just multiplayer became way too fun, way too fast, and now every single company is trying to chase the whole Battle Pass, Season Pass thing. I think it's more the Battle Pass, Season Pass thing is what has destroyed a lot of what you're talking about, not specifically multiplayer. Although I will say, online multiplayer has destroyed local multiplayer. Local, sitting on the couch co-op, and multiplayer has been destroyed and no one ever f***ing bothers with it anymore, and it's garbage. Because that was where a lot of us formed our love for gaming, playing with some damn friends. But now, we can't even be in the same house without setting up a damn LAN party, which we shouldn't have to do. Split screen should be a norm in some of these games. I'm sure it is in a few. I'm sure it is. I don't play any of those games, so I don't know. But it seems like it's always taken a backseat. I don't know. Go out there, play RE4, play Super Mario Bros. Wonder, play Alan Wake 2, for the love of God. Being too cold is way better than being too warm. Preach it, brother! Oh yeah, this is absolutely the one I'll agree with. Random opinion, I just thought about from my past experiences. By this, I don't mean absolutely freezing/sizzling climates. I mean from mildly warmer/colder weather than normal. I've seen myself be really stressed during warmer weather with no real way to cool myself at all. On the other hand, with colder climates, it's really easy to cool yourself down. Get under a warm blanket, get a hot drink, and just vibe there, I guess. It's really comforting too. Probably one of the best feelings ever. Though this doesn't really make sense if you're outdoors and not inside. It's technically inside I'm talking about. So in conclusion, I don't like going outside because it's too warm. I see what you're saying. The point kind of got lost there. I absolutely agree with the sentiment that being too cold is way better than being too warm. Because what I see is you can only take so many layers off when you're boiling to death. And I've always had a temperature, imbalance where I'm always way warmer than colder. It's very easy for me to put on a jacket, a sweater, get under a blanket, turn the heat up a pinch, Very easy for me to warm up to a comfortable level. But it's really hard without, say, an air conditioner up your ass to cool down to a more appropriate level. So I would rather be in a too cold climate, just in general, than in one that's too warm. And yeah, being warm, it pisses you off, it makes you feel gross, it's just worse. It's just worse. Anyway, not the point. I've been here for 3 hours. I'm out. I'm a skedaddle.